Hello and thank you for joining me. Today's video covers a few apps for your mobile phone or mobile device that are, in my opinion, very useful. Stay tuned. So the first one on our list is What 3 Words. The creators of the app basically mapped the entire planet into 3 meter squares and then assigned 3 words for each square. It's got loads of uses from a preparedness point of view. If you, for instance, if you're driving down a road or walking down a road and there's an incident or you break down or whatever, and you need to call the emergency services or breakdown services, you might be able to say, I'm in South Street, adjacent with East Street, outside number 23. And that's going to give people a pretty precise location of where you are. However, if you're in the middle of a wood somewhere, or even on an arterial road and you've broken down, for instance, all you can be able to tell people is that I'm on the A123, I've broken down, I'm heading towards wherever, and that isn't a precise location. You might be able to give them some, you might be able to say, I can see, I don't know, a windmill, for instance. Yes, we still have a few in the UK, as a landmark, but it's extremely difficult. What 3 words, however, lets you pinpoint your location to within 3 meters. And as I said, it generates 3 words. The vast majority of the UK emergency services are now using What 3 Words, as are the major breakdown providers. So you can then give them those What 3 Words and they will know pretty much exactly where you are. If you're out for a hike and you fall over, sprain an ankle or whatever, so yes, you can, if you've got phone service, obviously, you can make a phone call and say whatever, explain your injury. People are going to want to know where you are. And again, if you haven't taken that much notice, you might not know exactly where you are. This app, as I said, you would give them the 3 words and then they can navigate to within 3 meters. Yeah, so it's a 3 meter by 3 meter square, so it's 100 square foot, and hopefully they will find you. The app is quite good. If you were camping somewhere and you wanted to tell someone exactly where you was camping, you can select your location. It will give you the What 3 Words. You can then hit the share button that's on the app and then send the people where you are, be it through WhatsApp, Messenger or whatever. And then when they receive that, they can click on that and it will show them. But it also has the option, you can click onto a button that says navigate and it will then ask you to select what form of navigation you've got on your device, be it Google Maps, Waze, whatever. And it actually converts it over so then you can navigate to that location. It's a free app. It's in pretty much all languages and available for Android and Apple devices. I'll put a link up in the description to where you can get these apps. The only downside that I can see with What 3 Words, other than obviously device needs to work, but it is what it is that if you don't tell someone the correct 3 words, so you need to get the spelling correct, it could send people in completely wrong direction or to the wrong location. So if you was talking to someone over the phone, you'd establish where you are first, and I would strongly suggest that you write using pen and paper the 3 words so that whilst you're having a telephone conversation, you can pass that information on correctly. Yeah, spelling the words out. So, but as I say, that's the only downside I can see. So then moving on, the next app is from the British Red Cross. They do a number of apps that again are free and available for Android or Apple devices. And the first one is their first aid app. It covers pretty much everything that you're ever going to have to worry about, with clear instructions of what to do. There's videos involved, included. There's some quizzes. There's then further resources if you want to learn more about first aid. But for instance, it is good if you come across a patient that's not breathing and non-responsive. If it's an adult, it will tell you to tilt their head back and carry out chest compressions. Yeah, there's no rescue breaths now. The thought behind it is that the actual motion of you giving the chest compressions, you'll be sucking and expelling air through their lungs as you're doing the compressions. And there's even on the app, you can press a little button and it will start a beep. And so it will give you the speed that you actually need to carry out the chest compressions. For children and for infants, it does actually suggest rescue breaths and then shows you the procedure to do it. So if, for instance, it was a baby, you just use 2 fingers to push down, because obviously if you're going to put your weight behind it, you're going to do serious damage. But in my opinion, it is excellent. It's never going to substitute going and learning first aid, but it's ideal to have on your phone, and at the end of the day it could save a life. Then another app that Red Cross have is the Red Cross Emergency, and basically you put in there the locations that you're concerned about. So for instance, I use the app, I've got my home location there, and I've got my good lady's work location, and then I've got my mother's location. You can then select what type of alerts you want to receive. So for instance, adverse weather, flooding, snowstorms, you know, it just goes down quite a long list of things that you can select. You can then set the distance from that location, and I've learned to reduce it to pretty much spot on just to that location. If you have it set at 5 miles, although it's only 5 miles, that's quite a large area around, and you'll get alerts that are not necessarily applicable to your actual location. And then you're going to have a tendency to switch it off, and then you're not going to know when there is a real problem. But that's quite good. You can be made aware of, as I say, of incidents or emergencies in areas where you have people that you care about. And that then gives you either the ability to contact them and to make sure they're okay, or visit, whatever. And then finally, the last one is from the Royal Horticultural Society, RHS, and it's Grow Your Own. It's an app that encourages you to grow your own vegetables, fruit and herbs, and takes you through the process in nice, easily understood ways. And for those that are concerned about the cost of living and the occasional food rationing, it's well worth considering supplementing your diet by growing your own. Not only will it taste better, you'll feel better because it's actually something that you've done, and at the end of the day it's a good skill to have. So anyway, that's it. If there are any apps that you think we should carry on our devices that will help us, then please add them to the comments, and that way it helps everybody. As usual, if you found the video useful, hit the thumbs up, consider subscribing, and leave a comment. Have a good day. Thank you.